So, oh my God, you guys, I just finished like probably a 10-minute lesson and it wasn't even recording. Oh my God. Irritating. Whew. What a waste of my time. No, just kidding. I'll continue on. I'm a little bit annoyed though because I was really giving her. I had a lot of important information. So I am here at home in Alert Bay for Aboriginal Day. The biggest plan was for me to go out and go and participate, but I think I reached my capacity of being around a lot of people in the last couple days. So I'm here at the office and going to be doing some recording today um, with you guys and also for the upcoming project that I have. I was just talking about stuff that we've been working on, and stuff we've been working on is I had to restart a TikTok because my other one was banned. And so now restarting and trying to figure out exactly what direction I'm going to go in and what's going to be so useful and what do people want to learn. Those are very, very important. I'm not going to sweat it and just going to go with the flow of what I feel like I want to do that day. So we have been practicing your vowels. We've been practicing back sounds. So, like when it comes from back here, we've been practicing explosives. We've been practicing invisible silent Y sounds. I had many teachers throughout my life. And there's a bunch of tips, tricks, and rules that come with the Umista orthography. I've learned to read and write all the orthographies. I still get challenged with certain sounds, or not sounds, certain letters. So I create these little code breakers for myself so I can learn how to write with all the orthographies that are out there. There was a bunch of anthropologists and linguists that lived amongst our people that created these writing systems, and I really, really appreciate them. We can complain all we want about them, but that's what I have to use sometimes when I don't have an elder with me. I did attend school. I went to school at the Alert Bay Elementary Open Area School until grade 3. It was kind of an open area where you can just participate in whatever during the day. So they would have I'm sure it was timed. I mean, mind you, it was under 8 years old. But it was like timed and you go to different stations throughout the day. And then grade 3 is when the Isalakilok school was opened, and I had to move with my granny. So I started going to the local band school, and it was mandatory that you learn language. So right from a young age, I thought it was the coolest thing. I really loved learning language. I loved the sound of it. I was raised around language. Like my granny's fluent, my grandpa's fluent. All the angles of my family, some of them could even speak English. So I have been surrounded by it quite a bit growing up. A lot of it I didn't understand, but through the action that they would be telling you that's how I was able to understand, I guess. So when I went to high school, we weren't exposed to French growing up. So in grade 8, I asked one of my teachers, I'm like, can I use this book? And I found this really, really cool book. This is a really, really long story short. There was this house that was burnt. Part of the house was still standing. Me and one of my sisters went into that house and we found these books. And oh my God, I was like, oh my God. So I'm like looking through it and I was so interested trying to read this book. So when I went to grade 8, I asked my teacher, can I please use this book? I don't know what French is. I would never ever pass it. I don't know. I just never was exposed to it. So yeah, she allowed me to use it. So I transcribed the best I could. I wrote all the little lessons, and every day I would write a page, and she used that as for French for me, and she passed me. So that was really cool. And then grade 10, I moved down to Camp River, and I was exposed to the International Phonetic Alphabet with my Granny Daisy and Dean Lafleur. So I was learning the Ubista orthography, then the International Phonetic Alphabet, and then I did do up to grade 12 with Kwak, learning different orthographies and ways of speaking. To be honest with you, I don't remember paying attention. I must have been regulating my body and listening anyway, like weirdly. But how my granny Pauline, how she was able to teach me was I really, really could not pass English. Like English was such a hard language for me to learn. And so my granny would do these little spelling bees with me, and she would take me into her classroom and have me point at the alphabet and colors and numbers and weather, and she would have us stand up and, you know, like have these mini conversations with each other. And at the beginning of each class, she would have us, like, it was kind of like exercising your tongue before the day started. So I think I might have said it before, but she would get us to do this. So beginning of each class, she, sha, shlu, she, sha, shlo, she, sha, she. And then we would go through all the sounds. So she was kind of getting our tongue ready for class. Another exercise that we had to do was go to the back of our throat. So, and you have to go to the back of your glottis in order to use this, and like in that area, like back here. Another one was all the explosives. So you know their explosives is like those are very explosive sounds that come from the top of your palate behind your teeth. It takes a lot of exercise. Just keep following my videos. So she was really, you know, like obviously anybody in anybody's language would appreciate a little bit more effort towards pronouncing words correctly, right? But it's going to take a while for our mouth to get used to these sounds. Specifically, I feel what's very important is our accent. I have a thick accent. Because I was raised around it, but do your best that whoever you're learning from, try and learn the accent that goes with it. So, what's another one that for instance, this is part of our accent. So if I was going to say, that's a big man, or a big house, or, you know, it's really cold. You hear my accent already. So I could say, wala suhodala. Wala suhodala. Wala suhpagwanam. Wala suhyolotnala. You know, so you can hear my accent. I'm like it sounds really dramatic, but that's part of our accent. Yeah, so learning accent, learning proper pronunciation, practicing your reading and writing. You can go back in my videos. I'm here working my best at finding things that we can learn together. I did have a teacher, it might get cut off here, but I did have a teacher named Lorraine, and she really was gentle when she was teaching me. I also had my Granny Daisy Seaweed and Dean Lafleur. So I gotta go, but I'll be back.